I did an event at the Orpheum Theatre a little while ago in downtown LA, and I had a couple of friends of mine turn up. And like a lot of people in COVID, it messed with people's finances. Of course it did. It freaking did that. And she came over to me. Now, I've known him longer than her. I'm not going to mention names. She came over to me and she went, "Thank you so much." And I was like, "Oh, what's this for?" And she said, "You contacted us during COVID." And she said, "And you were asking," I wasn't selling anything. I didn't have a course, just checking how they were, putting the effort in to continue the relationships in what for a lot of people was a dark period. She said, "You know how many other people phoned up just to check on us?" I was like, "Well, you've got loads of friends." She said, "You. Just you. Everyone else was like, 'Hey, I'm working on this. Can you partner with me? Hey, I want to develop this. Can you help me? Hey, can you introduce me to something?' You're the only one that phoned up and that left a call and never asked for anything." Now, while that maybe should have made me feel very proud, it made me feel violent. People missed a phenomenal opportunity to strengthen their relationships. I was in a room with 50 people, and this lady came up and chose me to thank me for showing my connection. And a guy next to me that I don't know very well literally turned around, and he went, "You're the kind of man I need in my circle. Please talk to me about your coaching." You talk about, ROI. She walked away. I had a new coaching client within 3 minutes. It was just ridiculous. But how bad is it that so many people missed out on that opportunity because they will fear doing the work? And as you said, I put in the extra mile because I get 10 mile back.
Right.
I put my effort in. I could lose all of my money. I could lose all of my motorcycles. I could lose all of my whiskey. And I would only have to make 2 or 3 phone calls tomorrow, and I would have a job, and I would be back on my feet.
Yeah. There's something that especially in the industries that we serve, which is, primarily mortgage. We also work with salespeople, and it's been highly requested. We work with real estate agents. The thing that I've seen that's prevalent, especially when I listen to loan officers' calls, mortgage professionals that are either on the front end of our program or not in our program at all. One of the things I see as prevalent is there's kind of like this, I call it booty call marketing. It's they only hit them up if they think there's a purchase. They only hit them up if they think it's the good opportunity to do a refinance. And so one of the things that I actually train on in our community is like the barometer that I set for this, because my real estate agent actually has this with me. If you showed up at their doorstep, knocked on their door on Thanksgiving, would they let you in and join them at the dinner table? If you can't answer yes to that, you got a phone call to make. You got a card to send. You gotta like, that's
Yep.
to me the barometer. Because my real estate agent, to give you an example, I rave about him all the time, and we actually don't talk about real estate. I think we talked about it as much as we practically had to during the purchase of my last home, but he's known as the bacon realtor in Arizona. It's kind of a weird thing to be known for. But like he popped by one day and he like trespassed into my yard and threw a bacon shaped pool floaty into my pool, right? And it's like, it's like, it sounds weird, but it's like I wasn't pissed. I thought it was hilarious. He stopped by during Christmas to bring me this weird, it looked like dehydrated meat. I don't know if it was real, but it was like a bacon shaped Christmas ornament, and it's just like, what? And when we talk, we just talk about silly, weird stuff. But I know at any point, if I had a real estate question, I got the guy. Now, coincidentally, nothing about that was inherently like required some certain special skill or some crazy doctorate or master degree. But ironically, he's $1 million commissions producer in the real estate vertical. And it's just human relationship. It's like he forges a friendship with the people he does business with, and it's like you would have to fight me. Like lowering your commission wouldn't be good enough for me to replace Kirk. Like I would be rioting in the streets if I couldn't have him help me with my next transaction.
You'd be disgusted. I've often found that when value comes into play, price tag goes out the window. If you are literally having an argument with a client over the price tag, you failed to demonstrate the value. Now, people will use me and work with me, and I'm expensive, but they will work with me knowing full well that they get the value 3 times that. And as you said, he forged a relationship. He used effort, ingenuity, creativity, and the best hook for a trigger, humor. I will never forget the bacon realtor, because that's how you've summed him up. It's a great line in it. How many of your people listening to this, if they left the room, would have that kind of moniker repeated about them when they walked out?
It's very limited. Well, we literally just did a training the other day where I was talking about the unique selling proposition of the people on the call. And I said, here's the catch. You have to be able to explain yourself in an otherwise commoditized market, because what's the difference between your mortgage, their mortgage, their mortgage, their mortgage? The rate, it's all rates, products, benefits, programs, right? That's a commodity. I was like, you have to be able to explain your unique selling proposition, but here's the catch. You can't talk about how good your rates are. You can't talk about how many programs or loan products you have. You can't talk about how fast you close. You can't talk about how you're a nice guy or lady and how much you care. You have to be able to get somebody to go, I want to do business with them, and you can't explain it using, because that's like the ante to just, that's the job. You should have low rates. You should have products and programs. You should be doing these things, right? But what separates you from the commodities? Well, that's a hard 100% question to answer.
Today, branding is not corporate; it's personal. Everyone has a brand, and the brand is what people say about you when you're no longer in the conversation. What are they saying? Now, you can give as much information. If you sell 20 different colors of shoes and you leave the room and someone says, hey, you need Johnny because he sells brilliant yellow shoes, that's your brand. All your other shoes are out the window. You just now sell yellow shoes. So you want to understand, what are people saying about you when you're not in the conversation? And more importantly, are they?
That's phenomenal.